Dear Psyche, what's the most surprising thing about Earth in your opinion? I was certainly shocked to discover that you have a race of subterranean mole people living under your world. It began, as it so often does, with an attempt to raid a Unicom facility. This one was located outside of Zurich, Switzerland. Copter, Crusher, Screwhead, and I assembled in the Alps, and I ordered Screwhead to begin digging, intending to breach their defenses from below. What he discovered was far more impressive than any Unicom weapon system. A vast series of interconnected caverns, populated by large, hairy, pinkish creatures, some ancient offshoot of humanity adapted for life underground. Mole Men. Their level of industry and technology impressed me, so I decided to attempt to enlist them as allies. We strode boldly forward into the vast stone boulevards, not attempting to hide our presence in the slightest. I proclaimed my friendship and asked to be taken to their leader. I will confess I savored the taste of that phrase quite a bit. I was brought to a vast small palace, and brought before a monarch, though he was as ugly as any of them. He was resplendent in fine furs and bejeweled from toe to crown. He introduced himself as King Talpidae, of the city of Prototheria, supreme leader of the Mole Men, and demanded to know why we had intruded upon his domain. I informed him that I was Lord Psyche, leader of the heroic Renegades, and I came with a dire warning. The dreaded Guardians had learned of Prototheria's existence, and had forged an alliance with the surface dwellers to attack and subjugate the Mole people. This immediately caused quite a panic, and I milked it for everything it was worth, playing to the crowd with dire warnings. They gasped, wondering what could be done, and I pointed out that there was only one thing to do: strike at the surface, before the surface could strike at them. And lucky them, they just happened to have with them a guide knowledgeable about all significant surface dweller military installation. Soon, all over the globe, mole men emerged from deep underground to strike at Unicom facilities. They soon found themselves overwhelmed, even with Guardian help. Leader 1, Turbo, Smallfoot, and Scooter notably, got trounced by a squad of King Talpidae's forces. Leader 1 realized that a military response was futile, and opted for diplomacy instead. He had his team surrender to a mole patrol, then asked to parley. King Talpidae listened to Leader 1 with interest, then questioned me. I, of course, told the gullible monarch exactly what he wanted to hear. He seemed torn, then settled on a fight to the death between Leader 1's team and my own to see who was telling the truth. Not wanting to risk defeat, I promised the king's number 2, Lady Scaptonix, that if she helped me cheat, I would help her depose her king and become queen of the Mole Men. The decisive moment of the battle came, and Scaptonix shot Leader 1 in the back when all eyes were on Copter's diversion. We emerged victorious, and the king was content to continue his military assault on the surface. He ordered the Guardians sent to the mines as punishment. I outed Lady Scaptonix as a traitor as well, for I had no desire to upset the apple cart, and I was certain he suspected her intentions were less than honorable. Unfortunately for me, this turned out to be a mistake. In the mines, Lady Scaptonix became a Guardian ally, and helped them escape and navigate the maze-like tunnels back to the Royal Mole Palace. With her help, Leader 1 bested me in combat before the monarch. Lady Scaptonix begged her liege's forgiveness, and exposed the deal she had made with me. Realizing the day was lost, my renegade and I blasted our way to the surface and escaped into the night. King Talpiday returned the Mole Men to a state of neutrality and hoped that Unicom and the Guardians could forgive him for making mistakes. "That's all right," remarked Turbo. "Even a king's gotta be wrong sometimes, right?"